Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here, and do I have some pretty exciting news for you all today? I was not expecting this. Also, I don't think EA were expecting this considering we have a leak on our hands. However, it's a leak that I'm actually personally excited for. Yes, it is a kit, so if you don't like kits, then this might not be the news that you've been wanting, but we did all know that we were in for two more kits. One of them was going to be a build kit, and then the other was going to be a third creator sim kit, which pushes style boundaries is the tease for that one. I'm thinking it might have something to do with pushing gender. I really hope so, like pushing gender styles outside of the box in The Sims 4. That's what I personally would like to see. But in the build one, we expected modern sanctuary. I think that was the little tease that was given. I know sanctuary was definitely part of it. I personally wasn't expecting this. However, one of you I felt like absolutely called it. One of you in my comments when I first started talking about the kit and what this could be, you said, I think it's gonna be plants, and ding ding ding, we have a winner. I will give a disclaimer, this is a leak and therefore nothing has been confirmed. The actual theme, the release date, none of it's confirmed by The Sims or EA. However, the screenshot that got leaked looks pretty legit. Thank you, Xbox. Microsoft once again were the ones to post about this. So if we head on over to Twitter, oh my god, so true, bestie. We had a tweet by Illumia Italia. I should have said Italia. Why did I not say Italia? That's always how I pronounce it. The Sims 4 Blooming Rooms kit. Release date November the 9th. You will know I am a big plant fan. I have a mushroom skateboard up there. I mean, these are all of my plants. I also have more up here. I have my little rubber tree literally sat next to me because I love her. And then if you didn't know, like, come on now, look at my... I literally got themed for this video. You are welcome. I always tweet about my plants. My golden pothos is just ridiculous at the moment. She needs a repotting. I could quite literally just like go as a plant for Halloween if I wanted to. Thanks to this one who's like over 6 foot tall. Yes, I love my dog, but my dog is my child and my plants are my pets. It's the new millennial meaning to life. So what I wanted to do was just have a little look-see at all the new things that we are gonna get, or at least that I'm hoping that we get if this is legit. I will say I'm into my plants. I don't know what every single plant is. So we have like a little wall hanging fern with a pretty modern hanger. I love hanging plants. I think we first saw them in, was it Nifty Knitting? This looks like a little trailing Hoya maybe. And then obviously we have a lot of pothos. I never know how to pronounce that. I say it all the time. We have one that's in a hanging basket and trailing, but then it seems like we have like a wooden branch over here. I can't tell if these hanging plants, I think they're just to the ceiling, but then this has like a wooden branch running through it and it looks like this pothos is wrapped around, which makes sense because it is a vining plant. This looks like it actually has a solar light on it above this plant, which is really cool. These look like little string of pearls or string of hearts maybe. I know I'm jumping around the screen, but I do want to talk about everything. We have this table, which usually these kind of like planters aren't my favorite. I usually feel like they're quite oversized. The only one that I really use in my game is the city living one that has like all the succulents in it because I really like the succulents. So you have like this big pot and then you have a glass table on the top. It does look a little bit oversized, but I mean, I'm always down for more greenery in my Sims home. We have this like tall standing planter with this little money tree maybe. This looks like kind of a massive planter. It still looks like a 1x1, but it looks a lot bigger than the side table. So this rather large planter over here. I was super excited because I saw this mug of tea and a teapot. But I think this is just decoration. I've been like, EA, where is my tea set? EA, why can I not pour tea from like little teapots and kettles? Because we've got loads of them recently and we still haven't been able to do it. This is unfortunately a base game teapot. I thought it might be new. I thought they might be hinting that we were maybe able to serve tea out of teapots. That's a very big wish of mine, but I don't think it's gonna be the case, unfortunately, considering this is a base game. We have like this orange tree, maybe this blossoming orange tree. I can't tell if these are oranges. I think this will all be decorative, which I will get into. So I don't think this is going to be playable at all, considering it is obviously a build kit. I absolutely love this 3-tiered table. I adore this. I much prefer this table over this one. Feel like it definitely fits in with like tiny living and get famous. We have a ZZ plant on it, so all of these have like spaces to put stuff, clutter. This I think is a rubber tree Taneke, which I love. I love a good rubber tree. This looks like a little moss ball, which this is so cute. Look at the little, is it a pig? It looks like a pig. It has a snout. We have another planter down here, which honestly looks like a base game or a city living planter. Might be new. We have this shelf, which I absolutely love. It doesn't look like the IKEA ones. If you are on Plant Talk, like myself, you will have seen everyone make and customize the IKEA plant shelf recently, where they turn it into like a greenhouse for all of their tropical plants. Again, we look like we have like a Trio star or a Hoya or something like that. We obviously have a spider plant, some more trailing ones, maybe string of hearts, and then this big boy, which are all hanging and have like these kind of cages around them. Doesn't look like it has glass in it like the IKEA one, but I do really, really love the vibe of this. Also looks like it might have greenery across the bottom, which is really nice. It looks like it's 3D, so it's more of a shelf. This shelf, which looks like this is just one singular one, and then they've kind of just mirrored it on the other side, has a little Monstera variety on it, which it is a crime that we are getting a plant kit and I don't see like a traditional cheese plant Monstera. Where is she at? We have some in debug. I think we got a massive Monstera in Island Living, if I remember correctly, but we don't have a potted version that we can just put in our Sims houses, and it really, really grinds my gears. It boils my blood that we don't have it. I really, really want one. The Sims team, if you're watching this video before you release this pack, can you just add in a cheeky Monstera for me? Then we have this shelving unit, which I really like the look of this. This actually looks like it could be modular. Don't ask me how this plant is standing in there. We have some little propagated plants, which is dead cute, but this doesn't look like it has a shelf over it. It just looks like it's hovering. But yeah, little propagations, which is super, super sweet. Looks like, mind you, this one is the same as this one and has a different plant in it than this one does. So maybe they are just spaces where you can put clutter if you want to, but it looks like you can kind of slot these together and create your own pattern, which I kind of hope. I love the hexagonal ones that I think we got in like kids room stuff or something like that. I use them quite a lot, but it would be nice if we could like customize it. And then again, we have another shelving unit back here with more propagating plants. You got some little trowels over here. Looks to be another solar light, maybe? I can't really work it out. Some wellies. This crate is super cute with some like cacti and succulents in it. Absolutely love. Not a massive fan of the pot on this one. I honestly would have loved to see like more terracotta pots. I feel like we don't really see any terracotta ones in here, which I really just love the look of like terracotta. So I kind of wish that this was just, maybe there'll be a swatch that like is kind of reminiscent of it. But yeah, I just don't really, I feel like this looks quite bulky. And then we have a little side table back here, which is probably just a base game shelf or side table with a couple of new plants on it, and then a longer version of this side table, which definitely gives me city living vibes. Again, it's kind of got that chunky concrete look to it, which is not my favorite, I do have to say. I absolutely love this plant though. I love any plants with variegation, and it definitely looks like we're getting some variegated. This looks like it might be a little set, kind of like the ones we got in university. Back in March, when we first got our first look at kits for The Sims 4, I actually did a kit ideas I would protect with my life, and I read this tweet from Fairy Day Gaming, aka Kiva. I want a plants kit with functioning plants that my sim has to water, move to sunlight. They wilt if not taken care of, die if not cared for properly. They give a boost of fresh air in the house. Ivy can grow over time, gives gardening skill, and can pot and repot plants. Which, do I love the look of this kit? Yes, absolutely. I am always a sucker for plants in my game. I use plants so frequently in The Sims 4 just to add like life and vibrancy and clutter and pops of color to any room that I ever create. Obviously, if you're not into plants, if you don't use plants that often, this is not going to be the kit for you. And I know I've always had mixed reviews about kits. I definitely don't feel like the assets are enough for a £5 price point, especially when they're selling it as a third of a stuff pack, when technically the asset number doesn't equal the third of a stuff pack. However, this one is right up my alley, and I do feel like that is what kits do well. I think it's great to be able to pick and choose what you want, what you like out of the game, what you want more of. It's kind of like a little pick and mix. So of course I'm gonna get my use out of this one. I would have preferred it, I still think, if it had been a gameplay kit, which I know, like, that kind of... I mean, it kind of undermines what kits are about. They haven't mixed gameplay in with build mode, and I feel like if we did get that playable plants kit that Kiva was talking about, and that I was so desperately hoping for, being able to look after houseplants and letting them die off if you didn't, getting your gardening skill, being able to propagate, like gift them to people, and then watch your plants grow into plants in their homes. It would have been really cute for a plant lover like me, and I would have absolutely eaten that up, even if it had come as a stuff pack. I think I still would have preferred this if it did introduce gameplay to houseplants. I know that's not everyone's forte. I know not everyone wants to look after plants in the game. I definitely feel like it should have been an option, or just like restricted to those houseplants that we got in that kit or pack. But obviously they were never gonna mix like build and buy and also gameplay, because the last gameplay kit that we saw was the very first one, Bust the Dust. It had its issues, and obviously we got like 3 hoovers, and I feel like if we got 3 plants and then gameplay attached to those 3 plants, it would have felt like, oh, what is this? Like, why are we just getting this? It would have felt a little out of place. So whilst I absolutely love this theme, whilst I will obviously get my use out of this, I would have loved it if houseplants could actually have some gameplay tied to them. But let me know what you all think. How are you feeling? Obviously, like I said, if plants aren't your thing, if you don't really use plants in your game, this definitely isn't gonna be your thing. But from the looks of it, I do think the plants look good. We will have to wait until we get our hands on it. Obviously, I'll be going through it all. I also really like highlighting the texture of plants in the game, so that's going to be a big thing. From what I've seen in that screenshot, it actually looks like all of the textures are quite good. I absolutely love the fact that we got a fiddle fig leaf finally in cottage living. However, it does suffer from that lighting bug where if you place it inside, it's like super dark, and some of the plants do suffer from that in The Sims 4. So fingers crossed the ones in this kit won't, considering it's plant focused, and I really wouldn't expect to see that bug on them. So obviously I'll be going into all of that in more detail when I do get my hands on this kit. Like I said, this is a leak. Take everything with a pinch of salt. But thank you, Microsoft. Appreciate it. I appreciate you all so much. Let me know what you think of this, and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now. This video wasn't very spooky for Halloween weekend, but what is spooky is that this morning I quite literally made over my keyboard, and it has like little plant pots on it, and it's green, and I love it. What the heck? That is a little bit weird. Did I just manifest this kit? Feel like I might have.